The stunning Canadian supermodel Shalom Harlow rose to prominence in the 90s during a wave of wave models ushered in by Kate Moss. Recently spoke with W Magazine's Jenny Comita as one of the supermodel icons selected to bring in the magazine's 50-year issue out now. The special 50th anniversary issue of W celebrated some of the world's most famous models with 17 cover stars, including OGs and worthy upcomers. Cover stars included Iman, Naomi, Cindy, Bella Hadid, and Shalom's best friend and fellow supermodel Amber Valletta. It's only in the last few years that we've seen the 48-year-old supermodel resurface, and now we know why. Harlow shared with the magazine that returning to do a Versace show was one of her career highlights after being on hiatus for 8 years, which was mandated for her health, telling the mag that she had gotten very sick with late-stage Lyme disease and severe black mold poisoning at the same time from a contaminated house she was living in California's Big Sur, expressing her gratefulness for making it through and regaining her health as a substantial accomplishment. What is late-stage Lyme disease? According to the National Institute of Health, Lyme disease, also known as Lyme borreliosis, is the most typical tick-borne infection in the United States and among the most frequently diagnosed tick-borne infections worldwide. Lyme disease is categorized in 3 stages: early localized, early disseminated, and late. Late Lyme disease may appear months or years after the initial infection. Typical features include neurological and rheumatic involvement, and many patients have no history of erythema migrans, which is the rash that frequently appears as one of the first symptoms of Lyme disease. However, these individuals may have aseptic meningitis, Bell's palsy, arthritis, or paresthesia. A cognitive impairment is also common. The main feature of late-stage Lyme disease is arthritis, which tends to affect the knees. Neurological and psychiatric symptoms are similar to fibromyalgia, and radical pain is also common. Borrelia encephalomitis is a neuropsychiatric disorder predominantly affecting memory and concentration, which can also occur, though rare, and can also be associated with ataxia, seizures, hemiplegia, autonomic dysfunction, and hearing loss. Chronic atrophic acrodermatitis usually affects older women and tends to affect the hands and tops of the feet. Cardiac involvement may be associated with arrhythmias or transient heart block. Conduction abnormalities, while not uncommon, in most cases are isolated and rarely last more than a few days. While Harlow did not share the exact symptoms that she experienced as a result of enduring late-stage Lyme disease and black mold toxic poisoning, she has shared that she's relieved to be regaining her health and feeling better in the last few years, and definitely better enough to return to the work that she loves doing so much. Other celebrities that have also publicly shared their battles with Lyme disease include Justin Bieber and, more recently, Avril Lavigne. As reported by Psychology Today, because mold toxicity can present with a wide range of symptoms and is commonly misdiagnosed, in some cases it presents as chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, mast cell activation disorder, histamine intolerance, irritable bowel syndrome, leaky gut, multiple sclerosis, and post-treatment Lyme sickness, which do not respond to treatment. Toxic mold may also result in chronic inflammatory response. It is so good to hear that Harlow is definitely feeling better now and on the mend. Harlow said the ability she has now to keep up with the high stamina demands of being on set for shoots is evidence to her that she has turned a corner on her way to regaining her strength, especially as she approaches her 50s.